Ooh, burpees. We'll start our watch now. Just so that I don't forget. I gotta find my little butthead. Because I don't know where she's at. She's out wandering around misbehaving, I should say. I don't even hear her. Nari, come here. That's concerning. I mean, she went off a really long way. Nari, come here. She's been... Oh, here she comes. Okay, she was out that way. I'm not so concerned if she's up that way. Because at least if she's up that way, she's not bothering the only other person even camped in this whole area, which is just over on the other side of this hole. Good job, you girl. She did try and wander off a long ways this morning. Wow, that sun is nice and warm. As long as we can run in the sun, I will be doing pretty good. I think I might just do that. No, we're gonna go down Black Canyon Trail, the other direction. Oh, I forgot my sunglasses. Gosh dang it. Ooh, why is my side wet? My water bottle almost feels like it's leaking, and I don't know why. Whatever. Oh, okay. Well, let's see how we do here. Nari, Nari, we're going this way. Nari, we're going this way. Come on. Gosh dang her. Like, I don't have to yell that much yet. She won't listen. I'm like yelling at her, and then she's like, you know, saying her name, and she just flat out ignores her dad because she knows better. So then I have to actually yell at her, and then she'll finally stop and look at me. Okay, this morning we are going to go the opposite way down the trail, or I should say we're going to be doing the actual race course, or the direction of the race. Well, we're doing it out and back, so coming back will be the other direction. But we're only going to do, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles out and then come around, so that'd be 8 to 10 miles round trip, because my leggies are a little bit stiff this morning, or not even stiff, a little tired. I would actually say they're truly tired this morning. And I had a rough night last night. I got a double migraine. Like I had right when I was getting ready to go to bed. Like 9 o'clock last night, and all of a sudden I could see my vision starting to go, and immediately took some Advil, because if I don't, I am wrecked. But I can, you know, because I get the ocular stuff going on, and wow, somebody scraped their vehicle right there. So then when my vision comes back, because it starts off in the middle, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and expands, and then once all the little flashy, wiggly, wormy, whatever, you know, whatever stuff I have going on goes away, that's when the headache hits. And I could feel it just a little bit because I took the Advil fast enough. And then about a half hour after that, I got the vision thing again. So that is usually not a good sign, because that means essentially I'm getting one on both sides of my head versus, you know, one side. And those are usually super horrible. But because I already had the migraine, or some painkiller in me from the first one, it didn't hit that hard. But I can tell this morning, waking up, I wasn't able to sleep very well last night, because it was just enough that bothered me. And so I just tossed and turned all night. We didn't go around there's a cool little, I think somebody's little mining claim over there. Never noticed that before. It looks like they almost have like a little shaft or something, a little pit. the top on it. Anyways, waking up this morning, like it's still there. Like if I bend over to tie my shoes, I can feel it. If I sneeze, I can feel it. You know, just kind of lingering. It's what I call the migraine hangover. Not to mention the fact that it feels like I actually have a hangover. Like, you know, that just overall tired, whatever feeling, you know. I have that, like just groggy, you know, like I went on a freaking bender last night feeling. So, who knows how fast we will run today, how much we'll run today. Nari, we're gonna go this way. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. There you go, good girl. Surprised nobody else. Even if it was the weekend, nobody else is like camped out here. What a weird week. Like, I have been here in this area so much. And this year, like just in the last couple of months, like usually, like when I've been here in the past, it's been like from pretty much like November through March is just packed in this area. I don't know what is going on this last month and a half. At least we haven't been here for a full month and a half, but when we have been here, it hasn't been a lot. The other weird thing is from where I'm parked, I can hear like all of the, oh, somebody did finally take this spot right here. That's a good, I've camped there before 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, because Nessa was still alive. But especially on the weekends like this, there's usually tons of people riding around in their side-by-sides, going up to Crown King, up in that area, even just exploring a lot of the little roads and, you know, the deep roads around here. But I heard a couple this morning at about 7:30, so right after sunrise. I haven't heard or seen any since then. So it's just weird. Now, granted, there is a lot going on, but most of the people that are doing, you know, the stuff like that, the HVs and stuff, are not doing the stuff that's going on. Where was that at? I just heard a bunch of cars honking or something. It goes. I'd imagine it. I've had the back door open since about 7:30, right after sunrise. Because even though it was a little bit chilly, it was still 10 degrees warmer than it was last week when we were down in the San Simon Valley. Oh, I think we got down to 41 last night. It's about 47 supposedly right now. I think it probably is, but sometimes it's hard to tell. I'm working way harder, or I feel like I'm working way harder for the speed I'm going on the trail. It is uphill, but it's not, like, we got uphill for another mile, I would say. So from the aid station, which way off in the distance, if you look, let me see if I can zoom in. Right there is a tank. You can see right there. Right across from that is where the aid station is. So from there to here is about almost 3 miles. Another mile up this way, and you, well, not even a mile actually, now that I see how close we are. Yeah, no, it might be about a mile, is where you kind of hit the top of this little uphill, and then it is downhill. And this is very, like you can see, that's only maybe a couple hundred feet of vert. And then it's downhill all the way to Bumblebee. Rolling downhill. Like, this is a rolling uphill too. Rolling downhill. But after the race, when you're doing the race, after you drop all the way down to that aid station, which is the second aid station, the next aid station is Bumblebee. But after you drop down to that second aid station, doing that, 1,000 feet of downhill, this little uphill, you can tell you're going uphill. And this is another one of those areas where you kind of want to make sure you don't go too fast, or maybe not too fast. You don't want to push too hard because it is very runnable. But if you push too hard here, you're gonna feel it later on when you have the big climbs in the second half of the course. A couple people over across the street over there. I don't know what they're doing. Probably shooting. I haven't heard anybody shooting, but that's probably what they're doing. But yeah, nobody's on my road, which is what's weird. Because there's officially what I would consider 3 spots to camp on my road for normal people, let's say. Let's see how I got super tricked out. Jeep. Ain't getting any higher. But usually I have to take the higher spot because there's people camp down on the 2 lower spots here. the higher spot is like way up higher. And you are not getting to where I'm at if you're pulling like a camper trailer or you just have a regular clearance vehicle. You ain't making it. I'm glad I didn't put my coat on. That sun is warm. I'm glad I remembered to fill in my water too. Those two people are leaving now. It's not like me staring at them. I doubt they can see that I have a camera, but oh man. My legs are a little wobbly after yesterday's run because, like I said, it wasn't the distance. Oh, see, these people are driving up my road now. What the hell are they doing? The front guy can definitely make it up higher. Oh, they're pulling off now right here. What are they doing? Huh. The guy in the Jeep, I don't think he would be able to make it. I'm just gonna hold for a second, see what these guys are doing. Okay, they're getting out of their vehicle. I just, a lot of times, don't trust people. I don't know what was that about? They go right there to park? Like, what the hell? And now they're getting out because they look like shady individuals. Why did you just go across the street? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you just go across the street? Just talking to each other. Oh, well, the guy in the Jeep though, he ain't gonna get above me. The other guy, he has like a, it almost looks like a Jeep Cherokee, but it's jacked up. Definitely has some off-road suspension and bigger tires, so he might be able to make it. Hurt my dog, so I'm a little worried where she might be. Oh, I hear her now. She's up here somewhere. Oh, she's down in the little ravine. But my legs are a little tired after yesterday's run, and not because of the distance, but because of the little bit of vert we did that I think it was not even the climbing as much as it was the downhill, when I have not done any vert hardly at all for at least a month. Well, even in December, I wasn't doing a whole lot of vert. I might have gotten, like 600-700 every now and then, but I really don't want to go away from my van when those people look like they're up to no good now going down my road. But it will be okay. I did lock the doors, almost positive. Could make sure. Okay, hold on everybody. I'm gonna make sure my doors are locked. Doors are officially for sure locked now. I just got in to lock them remotely just to make sure, and it gave me a nice little, yeah, you're locked, a green check mark, so you're definitely good. The only problem I have is my Starlink Mini is on the top. It's not very noticeable, but it is on the top of my roof. And they could easily unplug it and steal my Starlink Mini. Which, I don't know why anybody would, because you can report it as stolen. And because Starlink works by serial number, if somebody tries to use it, they're not going to be able to. Plus my network is encrypted on it too, so I would never be able to log into it to change any of the settings either. So I don't know why anybody would steal a Starlink, but some people are just stupid and they'll just steal whatever. Like some of my van life friends had their little Weeboost thing that was mounted on the outside of their vehicles. Had people steal them, and it's like, why would you steal that? Like, you can't do anything with it because it's just like the antenna part of it. It's not even the other piece. It's like, they'll just steal stuff to steal stuff. You know, if I do like a 10K this morning, if that's all we do, then I could do something with her tonight. Like what we did the other night, just go 2 miles, turn around, you know, to get 4 miles total up on the ridge or something. But I was also thinking we could come out here and just do whatever and then do our loop in reverse that I normally do. But the thought of climbing up that road is not an appetizing thought by any means. Coming down it is rough enough. Can't even imagine going up that thing. Every now and then there's water right in here too. At least in monsoon season. Whew. Oh geez, when I cough I can feel my lingering headache as well. Or I should say just the residuals of my migraine. Right here at this little outcropping around this corner is the high point, which is roughly 4 miles from the last aid station, which would be the second aid station on the race course. here, it's literally just a nice rolling downhill the rest of the way. Okay, those guys are still parked right there, so. Oof, does. I don't remember how many miles it is of Bumblebee, but it must be about 7 or 8, probably close to 7. So I think it's 19 point something at Bumblebee. There's been people driving down the road. I can see dust clouds. Oh yeah, there's somebody right there. But even a lot of these areas, there's one there and one here, are very popular little camping spots. And nobody's even at them. Like the one up here usually has 1 or 2 giant RV trailers. If it's like 2 people that are traveling together, then usually that's one of the spots that they go, because it's wide open, easy to get into, flat, a big space. Now granted, it's close to the road, but that's one of the reasons why it's easy to get to if you have like a 4-wheeler. Okay, I'm starting to see cow prints again, so hopefully we're not gonna find any cows out here, but most likely we will. I did remember to bring the running leash today, so that I won't be struggling to run with not being able to swing my arms because I'm holding on to a butt-ass dog, or a butt-head dog, I should say. I was thinking stupid ass and butt head together, so that's why I was like butt head or a butt ass dog. Mari's been on this section before. Usually we're coming from the other direction though, and again, probably just gonna do it out back. I guess we could. It's just a small section that's super steep. I mean, I can see the road right here. To do the reverse loop, but I really do not feel like doing a reverse loop. I did not want to do any vert today, so we might just. Although tonight I'll have to do something with her for sure. It is warm enough out here. I am so glad I am not. Wearing my coat. I looked at the weather again for my race. Still says it's supposed to be, you know, high 50s, low 60s. Hopefully it stays like that. Because last year, even though this year I've done a whole lot more heat training, a lot of times you might ask why. I have had my coat on. It's to help with heat training, but really running in anything above 10 degrees for me is heat training this time of year compared to last year. So I should be pretty well acclimated to temperature. But last year it was in the mid 70s and it destroyed me. Even though I didn't necessarily feel too warm, I know that's part of what caused all my cramping issues that I had. Oh. A spicy fart. I'm quite gassy this morning because I ate a lot of veggies with my dinner last night, and I have not had as many veggies as I should have had for quite a while now. In the chat, but if you probably doesn't work on YouTube, it might, I don't know, if you type exclamation point fart. I think I had that command. A lot of times when you see me walking, it's for two reasons. One, well, three reasons really. One, I'm reading chat, and I would, because if I was running and trying to read chat, I would stumble. But two, I'm either looking for her to see where she's at, or three, I am passing gas, and a lot of times when you're a runner, can't necessarily trust a fart. So especially after eating a lot of fiber from veggies, if you know what I mean. So from here, I mean, it looks still like a long ways, but Bumblebee, see this ridge coming down, all the way down on this side of it is Bumblebee. So just so people, I think it's that ridge. We'll actually be able to tell better once we get over here a little further, I guess, and I'll point it out again, but just to make sure. As much time as I've explored back here running on these trails, because I love running on these trails, it's easy to just zone out. Like, you can't totally zone out because they're technical enough with all these rocks and everything that you can't completely zone out or you'll trip. But as far as like just getting lost on the trail, it's easy to just go for miles. And at least in this section, it is so runnable. Like, there's nothing like super steep. Like yesterday when we climbed to the top of the bench, like all of that was runnable. None of it was like super steep. Now, I do a lot of exploring on the surrounding Jeep trails and double track and stuff as part of the trail system back here. A lot of that is super steep. There are some people hiking down the trail. my dog behaves. God dang. As I just barely clip a rock and almost fall on my face. I don't know what to do. Morning. See if they're wind out or probably camp down here somewhere. Or there. Started off at Bumblebee because there's not like an actual trailhead anywhere other than Bumblebee. So that'd be my guess. Or they might live. There's a couple houses down there too. So they might live down there. But, hi. Good job, sweet girl. She didn't get overly excited like she has a tendency to do when she saw other people on the trail. Oh, my toe hurts clipping. It's always the same toe that I clip, like, you know, kick into a rock with. It is getting sore. Like, it's been pretty much constantly sore for the last freaking 3 weeks, to the point where the other day I dug around on the side of my toenail thinking I might have had an ingrown toenail, but I can't see that I have one. I'm pretty sure it's just because I keep kicking things. And the toe cap on these shoes, I'm wearing the normals. Like, the toe cap on these is pretty much non-existent. So I really want to try those the new shoes that they came out with, where you just, depending on your race conditions, you can just swap out midsoles. Because I'm like, that's kind of a neat idea. My only concern would be how stable it stays within the shoe. You know, does it slip or slide around at all? I would guess to say it probably doesn't, but it also probably depends on how wide and, you know, how, like, your foot, so that you can, what am I trying to say? Like, can you cinch it down? Okay, from here you can actually see Bumblebee Ranch. So I'll show you guys where the next aid station would be. We're not gonna make it there, but they're down there, so I was correct. It is that hill. Let me zoom in. We are gonna get a little bit closer, but so I gotta take my sunglasses off so I can see. Okay, so there's Bumblebee sitting, oops, right down there. Can't make any minor adjustments since I'm zoomed in. That is where the next aid station is. That's Bumblebee Ranch. From there, you're gonna take some trails up and around, up over. You're gonna have to climb a little bit up and over that ridge line to get back to the next aid station. So But from here, you're probably still talking like 3.5 miles, maybe. Yeah, probably 3 miles maybe. So really, I mean, we could make it all the way down there. I just don't know how good the cell service is once I get past this road, because it's spotty in this section. But definitely, if we do, I mean, if we were to turn around at the 5 mile mark, I'd probably get really close to it. There's an old mining camp right there. You can see the shed and some of the other stuff. The road, if we were to do the loop, we have to climb up this ridge line all the way over there. There is this road right here, but the road we would take is around the corner, because this road right here stops like right there, which I've always wanted to go up it, but that'll be another day. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that loop, and we can take that little out and back. Tomorrow would normally be recovery day, but because I'm trying to fit into my taper as good as I can, it will not be recovery day. It will actually be just a normal run day for us. Recovery day will be on Thursday. And we'll probably just do like maybe this trail or something on that day. Oh, excuse me. I need to figure out how I'm going to charge my DJI. So here's the weird thing. Either I have well, no, that didn't make sense. I didn't say I have a short somewhere. A new short, but everything else is working. It's not tripping my breaker. The only time it trips my breaker and gives me a ground fault error is when I plug my DJI in to try and charge it. Now, in the past, I have charged other DJIs, like the big banks, because I have a little 500 watter. So I think they're bigger than the thousands. I think they're like 1500s or 2000s. The other banks that I've put in or plugged in that I've used, never had any issues charging those. So why does this one have an issue with? So I don't know, maybe I need to trace my wiring and see if I truly do have some sort of ground fault. I don't know where it would be. So either that, or I need to figure out how I'm going to charge that thing. I could probably take it with me on Friday and charge it somewhere at the expo, and then because I can't, it's not like as far as I know, if the expo is in the same spot, I guess As far as I know, it is. But who knows? It could be down at the ranch too. But still, I'd probably be able to charge it there. But I'm pretty sure that's not where, well, I definitely know that's not where the studio is. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Saturday, the first day, tomorrow, we are still a week out, buddy. Because that's where they usually have the studio where the finish line is, where the 100K. Okay, hold up, everybody. Okay, I swear I just heard something up here. Who knows? And there could be other people up here on bikes or whatever. My dashboard's all messed up. There we go. I think they're actually starting to feel a little bit better, but I think it's because we're going downhill. If I had to guess. There she is. It's like I haven't heard her. So I was a little worried that maybe what I heard was somebody yelling because my dog was chasing cows or something. Okay, they're coming. She went back a different way, so I was worried that she was going to head down the. She didn't notice that I went down the trail further. So she could go the other way down. Sorry, running back up the trail instead of down the trail. Oh, we did not do anything yesterday because I actually was not recovered at all to do anything from that run, which is partly my own fault. I drank a lot of fluid since I was dehydrated after yesterday's run, and then I just laid down on the bed. Next thing I know, I took probably I don't know, maybe 45-minute nap. Maybe a little more than that. But next thing I know, I woke up. It was 2:30 because I didn't fall asleep right away. I mean, it took a little bit for me to drink water. I wanted to make sure I drank a lot before I ended up doing anything else. And anyways, I woke up at 2:30 and I hadn't eaten any lunch or anything yet. So of course my legs, see now right here, we're starting to get into more of the saguaros, as they like to say. So I hadn't eaten anything. So, and then it was like, well, now I'm so close to dinner. I did end up eating a snack and drinking a protein shake. And then by the time, you know, I got like 4:30, 5 o'clock, I was still just wrecked from yesterday's run. So I decided we're not going to do anything. And then I didn't even cook dinner until, because now I was all messed up, I didn't drink dinner until, or drink. I did not drink my dinner. I did not make dinner until almost 7 o'clock last night. I don't think we didn't eat until 8. Sounds weird to say. So when you're climbing out of Bumblebee, you can see the main road right here. That's Bumblebee Road. The trail goes off to the up higher up on the mountain, so you can see that you have to actually climb for a bit after Bumblebee to get, and then it's just a rolling trail, quite nice actually, all the way to the next aid station. And then that next aid station, there's a lot of up and down. You're like dropping down to the whatever creek or whatever and climbing back up, and that next aid station is like a hell of a climb. Hey, that big ass hill to climb to get up to it. And it's like that all the way to Black Canyon City. Just a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down. Not like really big climbs, but some of them are pretty. I don't know how my cell signal is going to be because it kind of dropped down behind a lot of these little ridges. That's the way the trail goes here, so. I really want to at least do 8. I'd like to do. So, like I said, we're not gonna, I don't think we'll make it to Bumblebee. There's no way. Because yeah, I should still be about a mile away from Bumblebee after I turn right on. You can see that now that we're kind of getting down into the canyon proper, how the vegetation has changed a little bit. It's a lot thicker, way more saguaros. But you got all sorts of different kinds of bushes now and all that kind of stuff too. Like in some ways it's really pretty. But for me, I like views, so that last section where you can still see for a long ways is my favorite section, because pretty much the rest of this race course, you'll get a few spots where it's, you can see a long ways, and the views are still stunning, you know, as you go through a lot of these little canyons and ravines and weave back and forth in these little areas. Really pretty. It's just, I don't know what these little poops are. I'm guessing rabbit, but I don't know. There's piles of colored like normally you would think of a rabbit. I'm not sure. Right straight across from us up on the plateau is the rest area on the freeway. So if you guys know where that's at, tell you in relation where we're at now. Oh, I am still feeling. I don't feel the run necessarily from yesterday anymore. My legs actually feel pretty decent. Again, we're going downhill mostly, but overall, I just feel zapped of energy from my freaking migraines, plural, last night. Okay, we should. You're pretty quick. You should turn to the left, so. Like, I think actual distance wise, because once you get across the main road, Bumblebee Road, you still have to run into the ranch, which is probably half a mile in itself. But we're almost to our turnaround. There's a lot, there's a lot of private homes just off to my left in this section too. We're going to turn around here for a bit. Part of me that for this video really wants to showcase all the way to Bumblebee, but I don't want to deal with having to put her on a leash and all that. So she made me kick her because she was off on the side doing something, and then right when I was going by, she jumped in front of me. I remember the first time I raced this, like, I mean, I was out of it by this time from food poisoning, but I remember like making the climb down this and not knowing I was that close to Bumblebee. And all of a sudden you just pop out on the road and run across the road into the ranch, and I was like, oh, god dang, I'm here already? Like, what the hell? Definitely gonna lose signal here. As we go down into this ravine. There was my mile marker, so I'm gonna try and go a little bit further, and then we'll turn around a little further to get my signal back. Hope I get my signal back. I'm coming climbing back up, so I should get it now. And then we'll turn around. Oh, yeah, we're getting close. So the trail literally just goes right down over there. Signal back, good. So we're gonna turn around, go back, since we're only doing 8 this morning, because I'll have to do another probably 4 with her. And I'm trying to do a little bit less mileage. If I can keep it below like between 70 and 90 miles, I will be happy. Nari! But see if I can. Trail wanders over this way. You can see it like right there, and it starts dropping down over that direction. The ranch is, Bumblebee is just right over here. So, but we're not going to go any further than this because that's all I have for my run. Do you need a drink? Might actually give her a drink really fast. Try and set you guys down to where you don't fall over. Hold on. Grab your water dish out. Here we go. Is it actually leaking? It might be. It is. The heck? Cap must be messed up here. There's like a rock or something in there? Something's crunchy in there. Oh well. There's still a little left in there. Okay. No, we're not going that way. We're going back. Yeah, we're gonna go back. Okay, well, it's no wonder my side was feeling wet, and I was like, am I like leaking water? Because I was. Feels like they're. So I dropped her cap on the ground before we left and plugged my phone in. Sorry, there we go. And I thought I cleaned it off. I didn't see any dirt or anything in it, but there must have been a little piece of sand or a little bit of sand in it because the cap wasn't screwed on all the way. It was leaking out of the side. So I lost probably a quarter of her, more than that, a third of her water. So I'm gonna have to make sure I save some of mine just in case. Okay, so now we got at least for probably, what, 3 miles of climb until we get to that high point again. So this will be fun. I will say for anybody, ouch, Skeet tried to grab me. For anybody, just gotta make sure I don't have a thorn in me now, because I think I'm good, because that'll trigger me a headache on top of my migraine. To run this course in reverse would definitely be a good training. You'd get to see the course. I would recommend out and backs, so you get to see the course. As a coach, I would tell you to start this direction, run the opposite on the course, because then you're going uphill, and do a nice hard effort. going uphill, and then you can just cruise on the way back down in the direction that you would be doing on tired legs. So that's what I would recommend. I wonder if Hoka's sponsoring a little shakeout run this year. It'd be kind of fun to jump into. What my mileage is this week, but I know it's not much. Probably not even going to get my 70. Who knows? We did. Didn't we do like 14 or 16 or something like that on Monday total? And then Tuesday would have been a little bit less, I think. We only did 8. Yeah, I think we only did 8 on Tuesday, so that would put me at like 20. We'll just say 24. That's probably not right. We'll just say 22. And then Wednesday, we only did 10, which would be about 32. And Thursday, we only did 4, which is so about 36. And then yesterday, we did 17, which would be 46, 53. Today I'll probably end up doing about 12. It'll be 65. Yeah, I'm gonna get my 70 after tomorrow, so it will definitely be good. And then next week I want to be around 50 if I can. And then the week after that about 30 up until the race. The race will put me over 100. The race is 100. Okay, so we should be good. Okay, I feel a lot better now. All done out. Am I going to have enough mileage this week? But yeah, we should be okay. My dog is down this way. I haven't been paying attention. Just know I don't hear her right now. There's our pile of what is probably a rabbit poop. I'm guessing it's more lighter colored because there's not a lot of green grass out here. That's why I was making fun of it for being chinchilla poop the other day. I hear her somewhere up here, so hopefully she's up over the top of that. But not down in the ravine. Mari, I'm over here. She was down in the ravine. Hopefully she made her way over here, because she did not go that way. Come from here. She was behind me. Good job, sweet girl. She was definitely looking for me though. Yeah. Good thing I heard you. Here, you want this? Here. Come here, sweet girl. To bring her a little biscuit. You don't have to run, I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, sweet girl. Yeah. If you don't want it now, you don't have to have it. Okay. I'm gonna say I can put it back in my vest. You good? Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna have to buy her more of those because she's almost out. Those are, I'll give her one every now and then when we're just back in the van or whatever, but I like to take those when we're out on a run. Because she doesn't eat breakfast before we go for a run at all, ever. So it's good for her to have a little something when we're, you know, back in a ways on a run. So, but the bag I have, it's lasted quite a while. Like, geez, probably going on 3 months now. Pretty good deal. And they're like really good quality. They're not, you know, they're like little dog biscuits versus or those people that we saw hiking. I wonder if they were parked somewhere over in the area like where we are, and maybe they were doing an out and back. So they might have got up really early today and they might be on their way back. So that's very possible. It's also possible that I might die running uphill. Goodness gracious. There's another trail up here, and I can see where it kind of goes up, and it's a different thing right here. It's not the same one that, because we come from way up here on that ridge right there. I don't know if you can see it, but when we do our loop, that's what we come down. But right over here, it splits, and I've never noticed that split before. And now I just saw up over here, I could see the road going up, and now I can see a road down at the base, and it looks like there's maybe a mine right there. It doesn't get any further than that. But I'm like, that might be a cool little spot to explore later this week. We're back to this road. Heavy traffic next 2.5 miles. I don't know why it's only 2.5 miles. 2.5 miles gets you from here to not even over where we're at. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, sorry, the road I was talking about, splits, is actually right here. That's where it goes. But you can see it going up over here. I don't know what this was over here I was looking at. There's clearly a road over there too. I don't know how you would get to it though. We didn't cross any other roads. And if you can get up onto this, like up here, this road is nice. There's a camping spot right over here that's really nice. Big wide open, but it usually has a lot of trash on it. There's another camping site right up here. Those are really the only two on here. But the first like 100 yards of that road is like really like eroded and rocky, and it would be difficult for most people to get up. Somebody's camped out over there. It's kind of cool. I noticed there were some roads over here too, but I don't know how you would get up there. I I've never noticed. Like on the map, there's no road going up that way. Okay, we got about 3.5 miles now back to our van. It looked like somebody had a campfire around here somewhere, but I can't imagine that you're allowed to have any campfires this time of year. I know the fire danger is extreme for this area. So I think that it would be that there would be no campfires allowed. Thursday was like earlier this morning, there was a Cessna flying really low through here. What they were doing, probably Border Patrol or something. Wouldn't doubt. Oh, again, don't have a thorn in there, do I? Nope. I was talking about yesterday how I will just run into any and all things barely poking into the trail corridor here. And I've done it twice today. Kind of funny. I watch Seth DeMore a lot, even though a lot of people, it was funny, like years ago when he was doing his daily vlog, a lot of people stopped watching him because he started doing more family content in conjunction with his, like on his daily vlog. And it's like, it's a daily vlog, people. But he still did quite a few, like shoe reviews and stuff like that. That's what a lot of people liked. And me, I'm like, it's a daily vlog, like it's his life, you dumbasses. It should involve his family, especially because his family's getting bigger. Like, why wouldn't you? And then he announced that he was not going to do the daily vlog anymore just because he was getting burnt out. I get it, after like 6 years of doing a daily vlog. Like, you know how many hours? I have a hard time doing a weekly vlog because I'm like, don't want to put the time into it. But a lot of people stopped watching him then because it's like, well, and then he said that he wasn't doing any more like shoe reviews or anything like that. He just wasn't going to do them anymore, just because family came first, you know. But I still enjoy watching him, even though they're as infrequent as they are. But anyways, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before, because he's in a half marathon training block right now. I think his race is in March. That he's going to try and set a PR on. And he, like, his question of the day, I don't know if his question of the day, but he was talking about like overreaching, stuff like that. And like, that is what my very short, condensed training block I'm doing right now is relying on, is overreaching. So we'll see. That's why I said I would never recommend to any of my athletes to do what I'm doing here. But I mean, he only got 5 weeks to really, I mean, I was running and, you know, maintaining some base fitness since, you know, November. That well, I took about 3 weeks off, really, to try and heal from my injury, and then I was doing super low mileage, but doing some rehab in the gym, strength training and stuff to recover from my injury. And so it wasn't until really December probably that I started doing a little base fitness, but even then I was only doing like 40 miles a week. So I truly had only like a pretty much a 5-week training block. And in order to even try and survive, I had to like overreach. So we'll see. Like, I know my body, so to go from like 50 miles to 90 miles in a week, I was, you know, paying attention to how my body felt, but I know I can do it just because I've had years of, I guess, running under my belt. And then, so I pretty much had three weeks of 90 plus miles, 2 weeks over 100. Two of those weeks, I should say, over 100. So this week, probably about 80, I would guess. And then next week will be about 50 again. Nice little taper. Am I going to make any time goals? Doubtful. But I'll at least be able to safely finish the race without getting injured. Or I should be able to. It's like, I don't know how many people were following the whole Jamil and what was his name? Kurt? Something like that. Start with a K. The whole Chipotle Strava thing. But, I mean, freaking Jamil, same thing. He's had so much training, 20 plus years of running. And so he was able to jump from like a 30 mile up to over 100. And I think this last week he had like 200 and something miles. He had 130 just in the last like 36 hours of the whole challenge thing. And it looks as though he did win. So now he gets a free entree for 1 a week for the next year. And I know there was a lot of people trying to get the Tempe up to for the city to win. San Francisco was like way up there though. But I don't know if Tempe actually won as far as cities go. And then both Jamil and Ken ended up passing the leader for like the overall leader. He was from New York and they passed him like probably 4 days ago. So based upon what they had to do the last couple days, I guarantee they were well ahead of him. So I don't think he was in a dead race with anybody. He probably started, he just did enough to make sure he was gonna win up in New York. But it is like, if I would have known about it, I would have done it. Especially being that I would not have beaten Jamil. There ain't no way. Although, there might have been a way, I guess. I don't think so, though. Like, towards the beginning, he wasn't doing, 50-mile days every day. I have nothing else going on. It would have been like the best thing for me for training for my race. I could easily done, 20, 30 miles a day. So at the beginning of the month, I would have been well ahead of him. Although I think he was only doing whatever he had to do because he was in the lead for the first, pretty much. And he caught him. And then that lit a fire under Jamil. It was good to see Jamil get that competitive obviously, because both of them were nation leaders. So your two highest people in the nation, obviously competitiveness was more here. But I don't know what it was like everywhere else. I think there was one in Denver, and you would think as much freaking pro runners hang out in that area that it would have been nuts, but it's not. I don't even know where some of the other segments were. I think Chicago. I know DC had one. If I still lived in DC, I probably could have won that easy. In fact, I probably could have just gone over there and done it. I know at the beginning, Michael Wardian and this other guy were battling, and they were doing marathon days, but I know Wardian had to back off or drop out because some sort of injury. So I'm guessing this other guy was probably just doing enough to maintain his lead. So I don't know where this segment was at over in DC, but probably, I would guess, an area that I know really well. It'd be really funny if it was the segment right next to where I used to live, because there was a Chipotle there. That would have been funny. Next year though, I might have to, if they do it again next year, I might have to do it. Although, with as much exposure and stuff as they got this year, I bet you next year it's going to be super competitive. The only thing I have over other people is I'm used to doing a lot of cities like that. People aren't used to doing high mileage. And a lot of them, you know, work during the day and everything too. So it's harder for them to put in, you know, a 16-hour day on a segment where I can. And if like in DC, I know a good daycare place over there, so it'd be really easy for me to drop her off at daycare and then just go out for 10 hours, pick her up from daycare, and then go back and put in, you know, more hours with her, and then, you know, just stealth camp the whole time. It'd be so easy. But yeah, I might have to look into it next year. Like, I didn't even know anything about it until like 2 weeks ago when I saw Jamil's first post on it, or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was. Well, actually, it wasn't even a post. It was a video on Run Steve, so that was probably only like 2 weeks ago. That was the first time I saw anything about it. Otherwise, I probably would have figured out something. There's like no places to stealth camp in Tempe, but I probably could have. And I guess parking is super expensive around there. And Jamil was saying that one of the, well, he got towed one day, and then they finally was able to figure out a deal with, like, Chipotle actually reached out. He was able to work something out and be able to park in the Chipotle parking lot there, because he parked there one day, and then the Chipotle there like left a message saying they were going to tow him if he kept parking there. He's like, I'm doing your guys' challenge, like, why won't you let us park here? But there was one, then after that, they parked in a parking garage. It was really close. It was like $3 an hour. That's like a lot of money. That's more expensive than if they just bought, like, if they just paid for Chipotle for the year, like 52 of them, after a month of parking in a garage like that. It'd be way cheaper just to buy Chipotle. this climb. I do not have my climbing legs after doing a couple months of flat. I mean, really, since November, it's been pretty flat. All I've done, I've had a few runs where I've tried to do stuff, but it was so icy in Montana before I left there that most of my miles were flat trails. And then coming back to here, or coming down here, all of them have been flat trails. Like, I haven't done any vert hardly at all. I might have climbed this ridge maybe 2 times since then. I guess I did a couple climbs in Madera where I might have got, 2,000 feet of vert. But other than that, like, even my 15, 16 mile runs have had less than 1,000 feet of vert. Like, this run's only gonna have maybe 700 feet after we're all said and done. We're only going about, 8 miles. But tonight we'll probably get, even if we climb to the top of that ridge, I'm not even going to get maybe 500 feet. I think that's what we'll do tonight. The views, or sunset views, are awesome up there. Oh man. I am like, I'm feeling this uphill on my legs now after yesterday's long run, but my struggle bus is my little migraine hangover I'm having. It's just completely just zaps my body of any energy, and like, it truly feels like I went on a freaking bender last night. And for whatever reason last night, man, I drank like freaking, my water bottle's a 20 ouncer, and I filled it up twice, so 40 ounces of water just throughout the night. And before that, I was pretty well hydrated before I got my migraine. I was pretty well hydrated. So, I'm wondering if there's something new that I don't know about that, sorry, looking off to, must be a sign. Looked like something standing on the side of the road. I was like, what is that? It just must be a sign though. I'm wondering if the stuff I'm eating, there's some fake something in it that causes me to get migraines, because I don't know what it would be. But in the last 2 months, I've had more migraines than the previous 2 years. I went about a 4-year period probably, where I only had maybe 2 to 3 migraines the whole year. Gosh dang, that one before we left Montana, that one week I had 3 migraines. I don't know what that was. And then I've had, since we've left there, I've had probably 3 or 4 migraines. what it is. Like, I know fake sugars will cause it. If I have too much sugar, like of real sugar, it'll cause that. But I haven't had a whole lot of sugar. I've actually cut it out of my diet pretty good. But I know fake sugars. But fake sugars even are just like a ticking time bomb, I guess you could say. Like if I have, say, one, because I was able to narrow it down because of my drinking energy drinks with fake sugar in them, mostly like Zions. Zions is actually the one I was able to narrow it down with. Well, that's the spot across the way. Okay, somebody else is parked there again. I was gonna say, is that the, no, wait a minute. No, that is where those guys were parked. But it's only one vehicle now. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe they parked, like I said, that guy. That doesn't look like a Jeep though. Maybe it is. But the guy in the Jeep, he definitely didn't have a Jeep. It was a stock Jeep. Definitely not a Jeep to go bouncing around the trails with. So I wonder if he parked his Jeep and jumped in with that guy in his, what looked to be like a Grand Cherokee that was all built out. This is like a Jeep Wrangler. But anyways, I noticed drinking Zions that's what, as soon as I stopped that, like having fake sugars, my migraines got way better. Like I would hardly get them at all. So I started doing research, and I found out that like your phenylalanines and aspartames and stuff can trigger migraines in some people. So it made sense. But it was like I could have, one or two or even three, energy drinks with the fake sugars in it, or any type of drink, not just energy drink. Like a lot of your diet sodas I can't have because of that. But and it's like, I could drink lots of them, but then I'd build up enough tolerance in my system that then all of a sudden I'd get one. And then other times I could just have one and I would instantly get one. So it was like, just kind of a weird thing. And I know there's other things that trigger. Stress is a big thing that will trigger migraines for me. But now that I live way more active than I used to, 10 years ago, my stress is actually pretty good. Like I manage it really good. And right now I have I wouldn't say I have zero stress, but I have negligible stress. Like it's not like I'm working a full-time corporate job or anything. But it would be really easy, I've discovered, for me to get back into the military if I wanted to make some good money. And I'm not gonna lie, there's part of me that's kind of like, maybe, a couple years making 6 figures wouldn't be too bad at my rank. Plus I'd instantly get promoted too. I was supposed to be promoted before I left, but we're not going to get into that. Full disclosure, I was one of those like I was already planning to retire, but I was going to stick around long enough to get promoted. But I was one of those that was kicked out of the military because he refused to get the COVID vaccine. And as a competitive runner, and the big side effect everybody was having was, you know, myocarditis, pericarditis, and I did not want a chance or risk having any problems as a competitive runner. And your heart is your big thing, so I elected to retire earlier than I wanted to. So now that they've kind of not only reversed those policies, but also, well, especially with the new administration, I can guarantee. But they also have a shortage of me, basically. So, in fact, they had quite a few people of my rank and stuff that got out during that time frame. Not necessarily because they didn't want to get the vaccine, but just tired of dealing with the bullshit. But what is there, a critter in there? Just climbing through the rocks trying to get at something. So yeah, they have a shortage like army wide, so it would be to where they were trying to get people to come back in. So I mean, they had to change the rules for promotion so that people could get, and this is not the right answer, but essentially to promote people faster so that they could fill the positions. But it's what it is. I said it'd be easy for me to come back. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of me, especially next year when I'm not gonna try and be racing all the time. It's really easy just to come back for a couple years. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe in the future I will. At this point in my life, I could care less where I'd even get stationed. Could put me in freaking Podunk, Kansas or something. Yeah, that is the Jeep. Okay. So the guy in the Jeep, he parked right there. My guess is they took off in that guy's rig up the road I'm on, and they're driving around there somewhere. But who knows? I know I wouldn't want to, even in his rig, wouldn't want to go down the other side. Coming up this side, like driving up and down this side, would be doable in a rig like his. But unless he has a roll cage on the inside of his vehicle, I would never want to go down any of these other roads. We only got 3 ways down pretty much. Other than this side. You got the road where I take the loop that I was talking about, where it's super steep and everything. And that would be horrendous in any sort of vehicle. And then, but the other 2 ways are just as bad on the other side. But you take it slow. I mean, if you have the right kind of rig. I wonder if that's him right there. Who knows? I don't know. That rig is parked right at the trail junction. Huh. I think that's somebody totally different, just out here probably either hiking or running on the trail. But maybe it's that vehicle. Could be. Maybe they decided to just hike on the trail and stuff too. Who knows? Or they might have just parked down there to go up to hike up the road too. But you could easily make it up to the next spot above me to park if they just wanted to go up the road. I think I can easily make it up there. But who knows? You never know. If they were going to walk up the road, I bet they felt stupid when they see my van parked up there. Until they get up there, then they're like, oh, yeah, this guy has obviously put some money into his vehicle. But I still don't know what like, it very well could be. I'm looking at the back end of it. So, if it's any sort of like Grand Cherokee looking vehicle. Oh, god dang, I got a little pain in my foot for some reason. Okay, and that went away. That was weird. That was like the weirdest thing. They got a mining claim. They could be out here just prospecting, because there's multiple mining claims out here, and even right next to the trail junction is a corner stake, so it'd be that too. Who knows? I think if they were out here on the trail, they would have came this way though. But you never know. Maybe they went the other way. I have like just a weird little pain that keeps going in and out on my foot. I don't know what it is. It almost feels like when you're like you have some metacarpals or whatever they're called, that just need to kind of pop a little bit. You know, that's what it kind of feels like. They're not popping. My vehicle for a bit today. get too low. If it gets too low, I'm gonna have a hard time trying to get it charged all the way by next weekend. I already need to make sure I don't go too much every day. It's already down to 80% after last night. And I did not use it much yesterday because I'm taking my nap and everything. Like I didn't have TV on or anything. So it did nothing but charge yesterday. Yeah, this is a vehicle. This vehicle. Definitely. Who knows? The window, they probably just hiked up to the top. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do the truck off. Okay, we're going back up to the van. It is a turkey. And it does have a lift kit and bigger tires on it, but they're not. They're more of a highway all-terrain tire versus an off-road tire. So that would be why. It's weird though that they left the windows wide open on it and all that. Are they around here somewhere? Makes me wonder if my dog is gonna be, if he wanders off too much. Should probably find him. Oh man. I wonder if they're trying to shoot coyote maybe or something. So they could be out somewhere on the ridge line and I would never see them because they're probably in camo. My dog will find them though. That's for sure. I am definitely warm. My goodness. There's 8 miles. So glad I did not have my coat on because I am so warm. Hoof death. That's weird. I wonder where they're at. Like once they got right here, they'd be able to see my vehicle. But maybe they went all the way to the top on foot. like I said, weekends out here usually get pretty busy, so it would make sense that we see people out here. That's just kind of an odd, like, place to park. Unless you knew I was up here. Because that guy can easily make it up this high. Even with those tires on. But he could make it up again to that next little spot before the road gets really bad. Pretty easy. But I said maybe they're up here shooting coyote, which if that's the case, hopefully they're smart enough to not mistake my dog for a coyote. I will leave her harness on just in case. Oh man. So tonight we are going to go to the top of the ridge, but I don't know if we'll go. If we go all the way down to that other end, way over there and back, it'd be about 4 miles. If we just go to this peak right here, it would be about 3 miles. But actually, no, that wouldn't even be 3 miles. That's probably only 2 miles. But I don't know, we'll see. But tomorrow, I'm gonna look at the map, but we might just run down the Black Canyon Trail to where the second aid station is on the race course, and then take that back up this way around the backside and goof around back there, and then come back up one of the really steep parts. I doubt I'll be able to have a signal on the really steep part, but should have signal for a lot of the whatever else back there, but we'll see. Oh man, it's bright. Again, I'd love to know where the people that are parked in that vehicle are at. It's at least 2 people, because the guy that was in just the regular Jeep, he looked like he was getting out or getting into the other vehicle, but it's weird that they only drove that far. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Either way. Okay, well that's gonna be it for there's some birds making a lot of noise up there. I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this morning. I will, like I said, see you guys probably tonight. And we did end up with 830 feet of vert. I don't know, I'll figure out what I'm getting for mileage to make sure I can at least hit our gate. Ice feet draw. Yeah, you're getting warm, huh? And you're just laying in the cool dirt. It started to get warm out there. I don't know what my thermometer says. 75. It could be that, but that also could be because the sun is hitting the thermometer. Which indeed the sun is hitting the thermometer, so it definitely feels like that in the sun, so that would be why it felt so warm. It is definitely 75 degrees in the sun. I would guess and say it's probably about 65 of just actual temp, but Okay, well, that's going to be it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And I will see you guys next time, which will most likely be here in about 5 hours. So, bye, everyone. Love y'all. I'll see you guys in a little bit.